100 dudes in like 24 hours. And I just personally don't believe it unless she blogged the whole day. That'll make me believe it. Because at the beginning of the video, it's just like 6 dudes, tennis shoes. And then it's just her updating us for the rest of the day. Now,
yeah, it's the OnlyFans promo. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and it's like, now, to be fair, she is an actual porn star. Because I have never seen her videos, but I've seen her on the thumbnails.
she's an attractive lady. I wish we. You know what I need OnlyFans to have?
Huh?
I need OnlyFans to have like a bio. Like click on and you know how you when the author writes a book. At the beginning it tells you like they grew up, how they grew up, like the inspiration. I think OnlyFans like and strippers, I think they should all have bios. Like my dad left.
Come on.
My mom weren't. I need to kind of know how you got there.
How you ended up there.
I think you'd get more sales like that.
Facts.
Actually,
if I did know how you got there, or we should be able to interview some of your friends, childhood friends, though.
Yeah.
Not your homegirl.
Like how did you get there? Because like when I see an attractive woman like Tiana Trump, this young lady, it's like like. An anesthesiologist is right there.
It is.
Like, all you had to do is make it to, like, just finish college. You didn't have to finish college. Just get through your junior year. And, like, an anesthesiologist is right there. Like, you're very attractive. And evidently, you're very sexual. Like, how did you not make it?
How did you not make the horny? The horny took over. What would be in your bio for how you got here?
How did I get here?
As a podcast host.
As a podcast host? Let's see. So my life story. I don't know. Being a nerd in high school.
Okay.
Then messing around, becoming cool in college.
Okay.
Right. Like that 180-degree change kind of like screwed things up. Kind of threw me off the rails.
I cannot verify none of this because I did not know Mike at this time.
And then my 20s. Being affiliated with people on from the top to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all those things kind of get you there, right? So I mean like so that would be like in my bio.
Okay. And then we'll get to your 30s when you met me.
Yeah. My 30s was calm. My 30s was actually probably the most fun that I've had. Like
really?
Yeah. Even my 40s, right? Like my 30s from 28. No, probably from like 27 to like 33. It's like a Tracy McGrady like run. like it really like a 6-year run, bro. It's like
Tracy in Toronto or Tracy in Orlando.
No, Tracy in like Houston. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was like, dropping 33. Cause you know how Tracy McGrady had that crazy run?
Yeah, he did.
And like his beginning, you really didn't hear from him. His end, you didn't hear from him. Yeah. But like for 6 years, you was like, it's Kobe and T-Mac.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like my 6-year run, I need another 6-year run like that. I will save everything this time. And
look,
I'll retire with grace.
I think my bio would be a nerd in high school. Like,
look at that, two nerds on the pod.
Yeah, I was definitely a nerd. But then I went, nothing is better for a nerd, just like Tim Ross, we're going to get to you. Nothing's better for a nerd to go to an all-white establishment and you get to be the man. So I went to an all-white Christian school and I was no longer the nerd. I was the coolest person in school.
Killing them in basketball.
Killing them. Look.
When it's time to pick players, Gav, you first or second.
First. And if you poop with me, that is unbelievable. So that happened. I go to college and everything changed for me when I picked up a camera. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, that was the easiest way to get play with having a camera. Now, did I use it to the best of my abilities? Absolutely not. I do remember me and Mike went to Miami one time and Mike was trying to get me to talk to this girl. And I remember this because it was when we was at the condo and I was in the room and you was like, get your ass out here and talk to these girls. And then Ez came to me. This is how I knew I was a loser. Ez was like, we got to get a story for you because this little quiet shit ain't working. And I'm like, man, whatever, man. Like,
I remember that. I remember that, man. That's a good old day. Yeah, that's between 26 to 33.
Yeah.
Then, that was my run right there. Like, gosh, man, yeah, we had some great times.
But I lived with my parents until the end of college. So them first 2 years out of there.
Yeah.
I made up.
You got to catch up. You got to catch up.
Catch up. All right, let's get this pod started. Hold on.
I'm Pastor Mike Will.
Now, I am like Gavin B. Welcome to service. Sit down. The Black Dads Club.
What the hell is the point of this podcast? Let's do it like that.
If you are a black male and you're in a jam, hit me up. I'll get you out.
Trying to save black men.
We give black men a place to be seen, a place to be heard.
Sometimes I got to push back because be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes the pod cool.
Strap in. It's about to be fun.
Now let's begin.
Look, y'all will not hear that every episode. You will, but we will not be playing it in the middle of every episode. I want to welcome everybody to episode, what's this, 163 maybe? 4?
I think it was 164.
Melissa Ford made a great point. She said most podcasts, I forgot. Now, Melissa Ford be lying. I think we said that in the intro that women just be lying. So, but she said most podcasts don't make it past episode 21.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
So I want to congratulate us, pat us on the back.
There you go.
For 164 is crazy.
That
or
is.
63, whatever it is, we in the 160s, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Because this shit could have ended at 30 for sure.
For sure.
Until Roman got here and then shit just switched.
Roman saved it.
Roman saved the pod. Our next intro, I'm going to get our kids on it. No, we just going to have them to say, what's up, daddy, or something.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
get Gray to say your name. We'll get Roman to say my name. Roman love calling me Gavin. That's the problem. When your son calls you, and he's too young to know the difference, and it's kind of funny, but I had to teach him my name. You know, I'm at that stage now, parenting of what does my kid know? What does other kids know that my kid don't know? And if something ever happened, can he say like enough? Because my kid is 3.
Yeah.
So I asked him yesterday what was his name, and he kept saying Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And he did it on purpose. Because as soon as his mama said, stop playing, what is your name? He said it, right? Or my dad said it, you know, because we hung out with my pops. Happy birthday to my pops. Hand claps. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and happy birthday to my mom also.
When you...
Yeah, on the 9th.
Okay. Shout out to mom. Shout out to pops. Only one of them is a listener. Mike's mom. Happy birthday. Oh, they get more hand claps. Excuse me. But yeah, you know, it's funny because like right now I was at, so we doing what's your name? Where are you from? Who is your mom? So, you know, when you ask him who's your dad, he's going to say Gavin.
Yeah.
And then so, but we got into a debate because I asked him, did he know who my dad was? And he said Pop. And I said, yeah. No, he said, I don't know. I said, it's Pop. And he said, no, that's my Pop. That's not your Pop. And I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. He said, no, that's my Pop. That's not your dad. And I'm like, all right, bro, you can have the shit. Anyway, the internet has been interneting. I don't know. Is Twitter the worst network that's out there?
Yeah, it is.
Is it a cesspool?
It is a cesspool, but I mean, it's where all the information hits first. But it's the misinformation and the constant OnlyFans and anything that goes viral is gonna be like, okay, OnlyFans.
Misinformation. Comment, yeah.
Like, come on, man.
And I do like how Elon is at least sometimes allowing for the community notes to say, hey, this is just OnlyFans promotion. But
yeah.
Arguing with low-minded, unintelligent people all day is annoying. I got in an argument last week because they were talking about, Joe Budden and them were talking about about Drea and Tyrod?
Tyrod, yeah.
Yeah, they was arguing about that. And so Melissa Ford was saying, hey, I think that Tyrod's going to win because the argument, you know, their agreement was verbal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, you know,
it's his
it
house.
wasn't written down. Well,
Yeah.
her thing was it was verbal, it wasn't written down. Ish cut her off and said, not necessarily. Verbal agreements are legal and binding. Twitter just had an argument about how he was belittling a black woman.
Oh my God.
Because he cut her off to say something she didn't say. And I went back and forth with a dude actually, and I literally quoted exactly what both of them said. I got the transcript and I just copied and pasted. And they were trying to tell me I was wrong. And I was just like,
yeah,
there's no need of arguing on Twitter anymore. It's like,
dude,
it's
I told
dumbasses.
you, I really like. I enjoy a good debate, but online, like I end up getting into a debate. It was about race, you know, racism, of course, and then some bigots end up, you know, going back and forth, telling me how all blacks are criminals, and you know, it's just one of those things. Where it's just like, yo, bro, like that's not conversation. Wasn't even about that. The conversation was actually about interracial murder, right? Like blacks killing whites or whites killing blacks.
Okay.
And I was speaking on the socioeconomics of it. Like, you know, most of the time, if there is an interracial murder, it is because, you know, someone is carjacking or home invading, the murder happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not really a ton of white people in poverty that are carjacking and home invading, right?
Yeah.
There's some, but the vast majority. And I was like, that kind of gives a disparity, and it just came this whole thing of like, no matter the income level, it doesn't matter if it's poverty, all blacks are criminals. I was just like, yo, that's not true.
Hey man, you better stop messing with Candace, folks. Did Trump give her a job?
Oh, no, none of them idiots go get a job.
Mike was about to say something we can't believe.
Yeah, none of them idiots go to get a job from Trump.
Poor Candace, man. I hope you get a job, sis, because you
No, they care. Per usual, that's what supremacy does, right? It makes you do all the work for free.
For free.
Because that's what supremacy is. That's what it's always been. Like, why would you think they change it? Why would you think that they're going to be like, oh, you know what? You are such a great little magical Negro. Let's put you number 2 in the cabinet. Like, when has that ever happened?
Never.
You're idiots.
Here go my favorite part of the show. Hold on.
Not talking about.
Oh, God.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and that she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn.
What side is it?
It's God's side
Come on.
and the other side.
Started with Cat
And we
Williams, ending the year with Cat Williams.
He
Who was he talking about, low key? Like we all
that part?
Yeah, we all
Steve
speculated. No, with the wife, right? Yeah,
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I always thought he was talking about Steve Harvey.
Yeah. I agree because a lot of people try to say now that he was talking about Beyonce, and it was just like, no, that was not who he was talking about.
He was definitely the internet is always hilarious because they get it wrong.
It would change the narrative on you in a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the internet. Should we tell the truth today?
Yeah, we're gonna tell the truth. Let's do 90% truth today.
All right, cool. The girls have been fighting all week.
They have.
They have the internet news cycle has put our women in a spin cycle that I've never seen. So much so that Mike wrote something and I said, "Hey, bro, they fighting. Leave them alone."
Yeah, I was like, what was that fight?
The Mexican body.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how that started. I just
I saw the original tweet. Like
what was the original?
So the original tweet was so it's an outfit right now that all the girls wear, right?
Okay.
It's like the leopard panties and then the white halter the top. You've had to see this on Twitter.
Okay.
This week. And it was this young lady, she was very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So or she wasn't skinny, she just didn't have a shape.
Okay.
And it was another black. I didn't say that. The black woman who tweeted it said this
because I already know how the joke got started. Man.
She said, "Why y'all trying to wear this outfit shaped like a Mexican?" And then it just went crazy. Like the internet for 3 days was nothing but the sisters and our Latino sisters. Like,
are Mexicans our Latino sisters?
We don't know yet because we don't have the demographics from the election. So we do.
Pre-election, I don't think they was down with us.
No, I don't know because I've always thought that the Mexicans do.
Shout
rock
out
with
to
us.
Ben.
We do need to find out.
Ben.
We need the demographics of the Hispanics and how they voted in that election.
See, Mike is changing it. I'm saying the Mexicans because LA, we definitely know they rock with the blacks. And shout out to the dude who said in the interview from being on Kendra's album, he was like, shout out to the blacks. They tried to kill him for that too. But it's like, you leave that type of guy alone. Face tats, I don't argue with nobody with face tats.
I know, right?
So with the Mexicans, it's interesting. Now, the reason why I say that is because we always have claimed Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and somewhat Cubans. You got to ask them a couple questions.
Yeah. But the Dominicans sometimes mess with us, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they Cardi, sometimes they, what was the baseball player?
Who?
Sammy Sosa. Sometimes they Sammy Sosa, right? So it's
I think he was Cuban. Right? Oh, no, he might have been.
No.
And Puerto Ricans they'll throw
that Tayano out there real quick on your ass.
There'll be J-Lo with Ja Rule, and then when Irv Gotti say something, J-Lo don't know who neither one of them is.
Yeah. So
they play the games.
We need it broken down. I thought the Mexicans rock with us.
Ben, you need to call in and explain that to us. Now, so they did have that argument.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And then the Jay-Z, Beyonce, because all of us know, so the indictment was updated to name the other person to be Jay-Z in the indictment about Diddy, R-wording a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting, especially because they didn't update the woman's name.
Well, the rumor on the internet is the woman paid off, so she's already paid.
Interesting.
So she won't get named.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what happened was this came out, and I think no bullshit. I think 30 minutes later, Jay-Z had a full statement out.
Yeah. I think he knew it was coming. I do agree with the internet. He should have posted that from his account and not the Rock Nation account. Like,
okay,
because I think posted it for Rock Nation was a little bit of a bullying tactic, but also. If you do get wrapped into this, whether you did or not, once you get wrapped into it, right, it kind of pulls Rock Nation into it. And when you pull Rock Nation into it, you kind of pulling Live Nation into it.
Yeah.
And it's like that becomes problematic,
That is fair.
I never thought
of it
the
like
business. That. So, I agree. You should have just posted that from your account. Look, it's calculated. I don't know what Jay-Z do, but what I do know is when I went to the Black Twitter pages that were discussing this.
Let's get on our people right quick.
Yeah, like, Jason Whitlock looking at you. And when I put in, Matt Lauer's name or Epstein names, like somebody who we know actually did something, we still don't have the list yet of everybody that visited. It's like he just ran the island by himself, right? But when I went there, y'all had nothing on those guys, right?
Never.
But if I put in Diddy or Jay-Z, I could scroll for 2 pages.
So
what you got to say?
Let's tell the truth. Jason Whitlock, you posted a video to our group chat.
Yeah.
I've only talked about Jay-Z in 2 group chats.
Yeah.
Shout out to my young boys. I ain't going to expose y'all. But they asked me what I thought about this. And my words to everybody who has asked me what I think about this, because everybody knows I love Jay-Z. I don't love him. I mean, I didn't grow up during that time.
Yeah.
By the time I really got into rap, which we found out I was too old. Kanye was around, so I was in there, right? So, but anyway, Jay-Z isn't my favorite rapper, but to me, he is the best rapper. That's why I've always stand, and I like his business sense. To everybody that asked me what I thought about this, I give y'all the answer I gave them. I don't know that nigga.
I don't know him.
Don't
know him. What I do know is that all things being equal, our Black blogs and podcasters go after Black men way harder than white pods and white blogs
absolutely
go after white men. That I do know. Because like I said, you can look up the names of people that have actually been accused. Harvey Weinstein, nowhere on Jason Whitlock's page. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I look at like what you're doing against one side, and here's the thing, I don't think he's getting directions to say, hey, make sure you go after Jay-Z and Diddy, right? I think that supremacy is just so embedded in the cooning that they know what to do, right? They know not to go after,
facts.
Actually accused and convicted, Euro-American men. And in order to kind of level it out or level set it, I'm gonna go extra hard at any time African American man is accused.
But my thing is, you look at a Jason Whitlock, and like when you post a thing in the video, you post a video in our group chat, and I was just like, yo, this is so crazy. I can't wait to see who Jay-Z decides to sue. Because that nigga will sue you.
Oh, yeah. Jason Whitlock is probably absolutely getting sued with that interview with Larry Johnson.
Absolutely. So Jay-Z has been known. Sued. And shout out to all the celebrities who have the time, because they got the money. Sometimes they just don't have the time to say, yo, you can't just put smut on my name just because of hey, this is no longer news reporting.
Yeah.
This is you allowing just heinous shit happen. That's why I wasn't mad at Cardi B for suing Tasha K. No, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm not going to be mad at Meg Thee Stallion. I forgot who she sued because somebody just threw something crazy on her name. She's like, yo, you can't do that. So I'm never mad at that. But Jason Whitlock and Candace, let's do it both. Let's rope both of you dummies in the same basket. Y'all get off on creating content bashing Black people, because when you don't do that, white people do not accept you.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we look at a Candace, and when Candace wants to do yourself a favor. When Candace talked to when she goes on the whatever pod and she sits with all the white women who got crazy ass standards, and when she calls them out one by one, whether she's right or wrong, that shit does nothing versus when she talks about the Black community, when she talks about Kamala, when she talks about Beyonce, when she talks about Colin Kaepernick. It does nothing there. And then what happens is what's going to happen when I clip this shit, all her little minions is going to get in our comments and be like, all right, now since you're critiquing her for calling out black people. Now I'm here to defend her. But when she doesn't do that, they know where to support her. That's why her ass ain't got a job. Jason Woodlock, it's a reason why your ass can't get on any like network that's worth talking about. You bringing somebody on to talk about, yo, I was there. Like
conspiracy theorist Larry Johnson. Matter of fact, one of the greatest running back seasons in the history of the NFL. Like the conspiracy theorist thing is just so wild to see him play from Penn State to Kansas City to what he's doing now. But to go in and just besmirch, someone, right? And then to say, let's say what you're alleging is true.
Let's go there, because I want to do this too.
Yeah, let's say it is true, right? Your response is to just leave and to say nothing for a decade?
Bro, I'm going to tell y'all this. When I watched the R. Kelly doc, and when that woman got on there and said, yeah, we had sex with children, I was trying to figure out why she wasn't in jail. Yeah,
it's like you are complicit, or either you're doing it too.
Yeah, it's like what are we doing here?
What are you doing? So I think throwing black men up under the bus it's such a sport. It's like bowling. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, how many pins did you knock down? You know what I'm saying? And so I think you forget everything else, right? You forget who else is participating, who else is doing it, who is more guilty. And again, one of my biggest problems is, when we're trying out this, right? It's like, well, hip hop is a degenerate music. And look, I have my own problem with rap right now.
Absolutely.
Right? But when I can tell you that there's probably no less than 10 songs written in my lifetime, right? I might have been a baby, by rock groups that are actually saying 16 in the song, right? And that's an individual, right? Has nothing to do. I heard Benny Mahoney's in the freaking elevator one day at a hotel. I was like, it's no way in hell they are playing this song as elevator music.
Bruh, I look at it as like, speaking
Kiss
about
has a song in the 80s.
Well, you know how they got there.
Yeah.
Let's do it like that. Man, Elvis got his shit off.
Yeah. But I try to bring them up because they can say that's old. I'm talking about this is shit during the 80s, bruh.
But we still never looked at Elvis. Like, we criticized Elvis more for stealing black music
than we do for doing wild shit.
Yeah, and it is a wild thing. And here's the thing. If evidence comes out and Jay-Z did any of this, I look at it like this. It's like, I don't know him and I can't speak to that man's character, and it's crazy. But for this just to come out like, oh, a name change, Jay-Z responds, and then it's like our community is like we watched the girls fight. We watched Nicki fans fight Beyonce fans over the weekend or the last couple of days.
Y'all hated Cooking with Kaya.
And then, oh my gosh. And you know what the argument between them is like, the Beyonce fans is like, hey, Nicki, y'all fans can't talk about me because of what your husband did. And it's like, well, look at her husband. And it's like, yo, what are y'all talking about right now?
But here's the thing, right? If we're gonna judge a man on his character, this is not a defense of Jay-Z. This is me pointing out that there's never a win for a black man, right?
Never.
All right. Jay-Z is a rapper who was a drug dealer at some point, right? I would never defend Jay-Z for anything that he did when it comes to drug dealing and moving that into rapping, right? He was a good rapper. But with that being said, if you look at the trajectory of Jay-Z's life, of the man that he became, and all his peers, right? Whether it's Dame Dash, whether it's R. Kelly, who else can you name that's been on some wild shit? Russell Simmons. Jay-Z actually got married, had 2 kids.
Three
kids. He got 2 or 3.
He has 3. The last set is twins.
Oh, shit. Okay. Didn't even know. That's how private the man is. That's how much of a dad he is now, right? So if a man can change his life right there, like move into a businessman, get himself into circles. Okay, yes, he is a capitalist. The whole Colin Kaepernick NFL fiasco, that did happen. But if I look at him and how he is as a family man, made a mistake, let his woman get it off, went back home.
Sister get off.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I look at that, it's like, okay, do you ever give a man any credit for changing his life, right? And this is Sand's allegations, right? I'm just saying in general, when we look at, it's like there's nothing you can do as a man. If you move yourself from the bottom tier to the top tier, you're always going to be looked at as like, yo, no, you're down here. You're still here, right?
Yeah.
Byron Allen is still a comedian, right? No matter what he could do, this man has not been a comedian since he probably had his last laugh at the Comedy Factory in the 80s, right? But it's like 40 years later, like, no, we're always going to minimize you for who you are. Point being, there's something in the water, there's something in this country where you always want to get it off of, hey, if we could tear that man down, we feel good about ourselves.
Absolutely. And I'd be glad when our community just stopped doing that.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Not with the internet around.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either. And that's why I'm for the full delineation, tactical retreat of productive black men to pull themselves out of the environment that they're in. You can't fight off everybody, bro. You can't fight off supremacy that is a constant, right?
Bro, a white man killed a black man on the subway in New York. That impersonator, the Michael Jackson impersonator. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That shit didn't make it past Virginia down here. Nobody ain't talking about that. No
one's talking. And on his side, everybody's defending it, right? You know, funny. All right, this is how supremacy works. This is what's happening right now. You have the healthcare executive that got murdered, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody's saying that you can't be a vigilante. That is wrong. Mm-hmm. Simultaneously, while Daniel Penny is getting off for murdering the kid on the subway, and everybody's saying he did a good thing, right? Yeah. This is why I tell y'all I don't argue. It's three groups of people that I do not argue with on the internet.
Okay, let's hear.
And Biggest is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Biggest because it's like, yo, you can't argue with a brain that says you can't be a vigilante while simultaneously praising a vigilante.
Bro, that's crazy. And you think about it and I'm like, damn.
And you know who the other two is.
Yeah, I know. As you start naming, I'll say, oh, he can't say that. We got a bleep button, but it's more work for me to do. But yeah, man, that was just sad. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, we never got to talk about that. Shit, we never got to talk about Kendrick versus Andrew Schultz. And let's be honest, I don't think Kendrick's line to Andrew Schultz, I don't think Kendrick's line was for Andrew Schultz. I think that shit was for Charlemagne and everybody else that let white comedians get online and start talking shit. I think it was more about Charlemagne than about Andrew Schultz. And the fact that Andrew Schultz gets the community gets to say, hey, well, he's a comedian, he's racist to everybody. He can't be racist. It's like, y'all fall for that shit if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Schultz, here's the thing, right? I'm a free speech absolutist, which means I have to be able to say, all right, get it off whether I agree with you or not.
Okay.
And Andrew Schultz is to me is no difference between him and I don't know if this name will resonate with you, Andrew Dice Clay from back in the day, right? Andrew Dice Clay was never funny to me. So I should probably have not ever been watching him as a 10-year-old probably, but my aunt had all the VHS tapes for all the comedians. So if I'm watching Eddie Murphy, yes, I'm also going to be watching Andrew Dice. But he was basically, I think he was Italian. I think he was from Jersey. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I shouldn't say he's Italian. Maybe I should say he's from Jersey. But he would get off racist jokes and people would laugh, right? Mm-hmm. Well, not people that look like me.
Yeah.
But I never thought he was funny. And I'm like, he's just not funny. Because I'm like, there's comedians that are white that I actually listen to that are funny, like George Carlin. It's actually freaking funny. This guy was never funny. And I think Andrew Schultz is in that mode of, there's, again, I think we forget how many Euro-Americans are here, right? Mm-hmm. And then like probably a good segment of them are just, that type of Euro-American. Yeah. To whereas if you're Andrew Schultz, you can make a living. If you're Andrew Dice Clay, you can make a living.
Absolutely. Amazon. They said you niggas can't get your packages.
And what happened? What's going on with Amazon?
There is, hold on, let me pull it up. They're getting sued because a couple of black neighborhoods, they ain't getting their shit, man.
You know what? We should talk about this.
All right, hold on. District of Columbia says Amazon secretly stopped fast deliveries to 2 predominantly black zip codes, not even neighborhoods, zip codes, which is crazy.
Zip code.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if there's a zip code where packages are getting stolen,
okay,
wow, where drivers are being mugged,
oh wow,
as an organization,
what should you do? Give everybody free Ring cameras.
Well, they own it. They own Ring. You're right. They could do that. That would be a solution.
I do like how where I live at, and it's probably because I'm in the largest zip code in Charlotte. There is Amazon pickup locations. They should probably start implementing that.
They should do that. They should. That would have been an easy fix.
Absolutely.
That would have been
can't just stop it.
Can't just because you've already committed yourself to say, hey, I'm going to deliver packages. So yeah, I mean, you're right. I think they should have put a box there. That's why I asked the question. I knew you'd have a solution.
The young boy has a solution. You know what we should do? Next year, we should take your mom and my dad out to eat for their birthday.
Okay, let's do it.
It'd be us four.
Yeah, let's do it.
There we go. I think probably my sister gonna probably try to hop in for a free meal.
Probably both of our sisters gonna try to hop in.
Oh yeah, they both here. They definitely.
They probably. we could flip them on that end, make them pay.
Absolutely. Send them a. You ever heard of Try Count?
No, what's Try Count?
You put everybody's name into the app, and everybody uploads what expenses was paid, and you say who's responsible for it, and at the end it tells everybody who owes who what.
Oh, I like that. That.
I hate it because Ben and Ryan do it. So they'll just go to the liquor store, bring liquor bag, and you be like, oh, cool, bro. You got us some Don Julio. Then you get a bill at the end of the trip.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that. See? I don't like that.
They be trying to get me. Nope. That's coming later. Hold on. I want to show Mike's favorite boy, man. You know who your favorite guy is.
My favorite guy is.
Keep your damn mouth shut.
There it is.
Just shut up.
That's right.
Don't say nothing.
Right.
It's best don't say nothing. There ain't no trying to fix. That way you ain't got to fix. What if you're right? What? What did he say? What did you say? What if you're right? What if you're right? Are you married? Yes, I am. You actually said that? What if you're right?
Yes.
When? I mean, sometimes. When? What? Boy, your dumb ass ain't gonna make 15. I can tell you that right now.
I do love Steve Harvey giving out marriage advice.
Yeah. I mean, what would be better than a guy that's been married 3 times giving out marriage advice?
That was Steve Harvey on what will make your marriage last, and his response is shut your mouth. I've only been married 6 years. You know what make a marriage last? Listen.
Yeah. I would definitely agree. Listening probably towards the top.
Yeah, listen to your wife. Listen to your man. I promise you, if you listen more than you talk,
you gotta listen. Here's the thing. Not only do you have to listen, you got to care about the other person, because sometimes you listen to defend, and it's
facts.
and it's like if you actually care about the other person, like your woman come to you and she tells you something, you're like, oh man, my baby's hurting, right? You're like, okay, I can hear you and I can fix that, right? And I think sometimes in relationships, like only one person is doing that, so the other person gets sick and tired of doing it. And I think when that happens, but you've decided to be committed because you guys got a mortgage together, you got kids. I think that's that Steve Harvey bullshit of you just shut up, right? Because a lot of men just suffer in silence, right? Don't say anything. It'd be 65 and everybody think that grandma's great and granddad don't talk to to anybody, and then you start realizing over time, like, damn, grandma really was fucking up. And granddad just wasn't saying anything.
He was tired. It was funny. Yesterday, we at the house. It's early in the morning. Ro in his high chair. He eating. And this is probably too much into my life. But I'm going to be the one that overshares on this pod. Mike wants to be a ghost on this pod. But anyway.
Social media commentary, man. That's all I do.
Absolutely. So I was about to say shorty. My wife come downstairs and she opens up her phone and it's the credit card bill, and she just like goes off. And so I'm listening. Yeah. One, because I've been charging them motherfucking ain't pay shit. So, but you know what? I was listening and I told her, I said, I got you. Like at the end, I was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't trip. And it wasn't a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? An hour later, she texted me the longest apology ever.
Yeah.
She was like, I was out of bounds. And I was like, nah, the credit card high. Yeah. I've been charging that shit. You found out.
Yeah.
But you was just asking me questions. Yeah. And I'm like, I put them Kendrick tickets on there, didn't he? That'll let y'all know.
That's what set it off right there. That's where the bill came from.
So, it was funny though, but I had to listen that morning. Not because what I did right or wrong, but because I'm like, hold on, let me hear what's going on. Like, why are we doing this in the morning.
There's
right?
nothing for you to defend when you know it's you.
Absolutely. But then for her to realize like, oh shit, maybe I was just out of bounds and it hit me back. Because it didn't affect my day at all. But for her, it bothered her enough to say, yo, I got to apologize to this man.
Because she cares.
Yeah. And that's why I told that story.
Cares. Yeah.
It's because, but you know what? Steve Harvey, Ace, Metaphor, your bitch ass. I have realized Ace is on my list of people who when I see them in public, I got to be ready. I'm gonna give y'all my list one day. But even them two, I'm not even mad that y'all done sold y'all soul for a check. I just think it's embarrassing that you got to stomp on black men on the way to the check.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it because I was gonna say that's the problem, right? Like the problem, you can say it's about you, and that's what I did. But when you try to be like, yo, this is what men do, or this is men problem. Nah, fam, that's you. It's like it's a guy that I follow. I had to stop following him.
Oh, I love
on Instagram because I followed him from the beginning. So it's like, and I'll give you his profile name because I can't. I don't like him. Like,
okay,
it's called Raising Boys to Men. And 2 is with a 2, the number 2. He's out of the UK, and he basically goes to give like co-parenting, tips, which is why I started following. Right, it's a black man giving parenting tips. And when he realized he couldn't really talk to men because all the men realized that he was the guy who did not have a car, did not have a place, made 2 kids with 2 different women, 10 years apart, right?
Love it.
When all the men figured out that, nigga, you a loser. You be the dude that we be talking about, right? And now that you are finally, doing what you're supposed to do, you're out here with this assumption that no men do what they supposed to do. And I had said to one of my friends, like I said, I had to finally unfollow because I was like, where he's at now in life, right? Like where he's at today is where all the guys I know started from the moment that either they left a woman or they had a kid, right? From day one, right? I'm not talking about day one of the kid actually coming down the birth canal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about day one of the guys finding out that the women they were with were pregnant.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? They've handled their business from day one, and it has never stopped. Even if they split, them running their homes and taking care of their families has never stopped. This guy is coming along, has 300,000 people following him, right? This isn't envy, by the way, in case anybody's like, oh, you just mad because you don't have 300,000 followers. No.
Send them over.
Give me 5,000 men who know what the hell going on, then 295,000 people that don't know what the hell going on waiting for you to fall off.
I want both.
No. I just want the one.
And that's what makes this podcast great. My wife always says like, yo, I need us to be wealthy. You could be famous, but make sure I'm just wealthy. And I'm like, well, I kind of want both. And she's like, no. You want to be famous.
You do want to be famous. I want you to be famous, man.
Mike wants the money.
I want the money, man. I want to go buy one of them houses over there at Joburg, man, for like $900,000.
You know what was funny is I went to the Apple store yesterday and I went to go, my wife got me. So Roman dropped her MacBook Air. I bought the MacBook Air, by the way. So I bought it like 2 years ago. So I gave it to her, gifted it to her. Cool. He dropped it, of course. The screen, it looked like somebody done poured ink all over the shit, right? So we had Apple Care. Surprise to us. Cool. We'll take it. So yesterday she was like, yo, if you got time to go up to Apple, go pick it up. So I run my ass up there, being husband of the day, just knowing I'm getting some ass that night, right? So I'm like, the laptop, we good. Man, I got there. They flipped a bill on me.
What?
I said, wait, what? He's like,
you got to pay the deductible.
Yeah, he's like, your wife didn't pay for it. I'm like, yo, she got me.
She did get you.
But it was funny. The reason why I say that is because the dude, he was like, yo, I already know who you are. I follow you, but just flash me your ID so I don't get fired. And so I showed him. He didn't even look at the shit. He was just like, yeah, I already know who you are.
Gavin is famous. I love that.
Part of that's because of the way I look, but I take it.
Hey, man, we can take it however.
I went to the NoGrease sneaker ball, and one of the photographers came up to me, and he was like, I rock with the podcast. I'm like, yo, support us. I was like, I got rid of the photography podcast, but, the dad podcast. But he knew who it was. And Darnell was like, so you just think this shit cool, huh? I'm like, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, D, it's just beginning.
It's just beginning.
Beginning.
All right. So in L.A., there was a
do you have the clip? You have the IG?
Yes.
You gotta read it.
All right. So you want me to read their response? Or you want me to read over like what they were trying to do?
Well, tell what they're trying to do, and I'll find the response that I wanted to read.
So what happened is they were doing somewhere in LA. They was doing, I guess Black Love was doing a dating mixer.
Yes.
It's in LA. They had 150 women to sign up.
Yep.
Now, I wish Mike would have didn't tell me this article and asked me how many guys I would have thought, because I would have definitely said like 30. Unfortunately, only 8 guys signed up. So they had a
And
post.
they said, mind you, they said these men came after a lot of effort.
Yeah, so I'm confused. And it says the post was men who are serious about dating, where you at? And so they did this whole mixer and only 150 to 8. This is hilarious to me because everybody in the comments, so they were asking men for a response of like what happened. And the comments made me giggle because it's nothing but women explaining why men didn't show up.
And that's why I said it to you, because I was like, it was nothing but, for the most part, the lady saying, men don't attend events like this. It's time to let this go.
Yeah, I seen her comment. That was my favorite. That was one of my favorites. You know what? Look, she said they're out and about building their personal lives and having a pick of every litter because women have made them the prize. I keep trying to tell y'all that. Women are online begging for the prayer constantly, commenting God, it's me again, and knowing and sharing men with their wives so they could just have someone. Men don't have the reason to seriously date when they can get the most from multiple women doing the absolute minimum. Hell, sometimes less than the minimum. Shout out to you, Nikki. I don't think none of that was necessary.
None of it was necessary. And to that point, all right, the question is, men, what can we do to make y'all come out to these events more, right? And that's for the Black Love page. Now, for one, we could really have an honest conversation at some point on, is Black Love still a thing? Right?
Okay. Oh.
Right. Like are we living in the Love Jones fantasy? Like, when was that movie out? 1992?
I was a kid.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is the Love Jones fantasy, is it just that, a fantasy? But I'm gonna give you a real life example.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a real life example, right? I got a day nap up right now. Right?
Ooh. I
I got 4 matches in the last 24 hours. Right?
Okay.
Which, by the way, is extremely low in the United States. I don't have these problems when I travel. But we're just gonna go here. We're just gonna go here for a sec, right? So I'm gonna read.
You gonna read some bios?
I'm gonna read some bios.
I love this part.
I am going to read some bios. All right. Let me see here.
And the reason why I love this is because, first of all, why are you finding that? The funny part is about these mixers, we've had at least 2 people hit us up. Shout out to Mimi. I'm going to throw you under the bus. But even Mimi, and we actually had a nail salon last year, hit us up and was like, yo, we want y'all to host a speed dating mixer. And the biggest concern, even Sheena tried to do that. Africa, and it's hard getting men to show up to these shits.
I'm going to show you why.
We need to talk the truth about why.
I'm going to show you why. All right, so I'm going to read you one profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first profile I'm going to read, and I want you to just guess.
Oh gosh,
guess the demographic. All right, so just bio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looking for.
Oh gosh,
life partner, confidence, curiosity, gratitude. Now remember that, looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Second, all right, I'm gonna read the second bio, what they're looking for. All right. Oh shit.
Look at Mike messing us up.
Okay, I can't find it. All right. I do have this though. All right. My perfect first date. This is the perfect first date.
I love this one.
All right. Eating our way through a charcuterie board while drinking a nice glass of wine.
Okay.
Right? My favorite quality in a person. Emotional intelligence, reliability, treats people with compassion and kindness.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm going to read the second one to you. My bio. Outgoing woman who loves creating memories and indulging in the finer things. I've mastered the art of finding a perfect dress for any occasion. Sharing laughter and thoughtful gestures that mean the world to me. Also, time is luxury, so small talk is not my thing. Cheers. All right.
Oh.
All right. All right. I'm going to keep going. All right. Quickest way to my heart.
Oh, gosh.
New York cheesecake. And if that somehow fails, just head over to Nordstrom. All right.
That's not in her bio.
I'm reading this. All right. Where you can find me. Wherever the best oysters are in town. They are my fave. Opening moves. I have been so good this year, so where's my Secret Santa with a winter handbag or a pair of Jimmy Choo heels? All right.
Mike, who are you selecting?
No, these people selecting me.
Oh, they must know you got money.
No, I do not have money. but all right. Which one do you think is How can I say
Just
this?
ask it.
How can I say this? All right.
Which one I think is the prettiest?
Which one do you think is gonna show up at the Black Love Mixer?
Jimmy Choo's or the cheesecake. Not the first one.
All right, not Shakiri Boy with wine.
I mean, she might show up, but I don't know if she's the prettiest out of all them.
All right.
Well, the other two girls, excuse me. Never mind. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The chick with the pepperonis is definitely coming.
Yeah.
The pepperonis on the charcuterie board.
Well,
she's
she wouldn't make it because she wouldn't be black.
Okay.
She
She's definitely.
she
she's
definitely would not make it. But the one that the Jimmy Choo's, right?
Oh yeah. No, she got dates lined up. She's never going to a mixer.
She got
that's
her
beneath her.
Ain't nobody's taking her out.
Somebody's gonna pay for that. That's the problem we have, and that's what me and you was talking about off mic. Like this is the problem with mixers, right? Dudes don't show up because they don't know what people look like, and it's kind of scary for them.
True.
And then when you get there and you start talking to some of the chicks, it's like, did I just waste my time to realize that I'm going to have to pay money to get up out of this situation? And it's like, why?
Pat, I'm not going to pay money to be disappointed.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest reason why men are not showing up to mixers.
Oh,
right?
facts.
Like, I'm not going to pay money to be disappointed.
Okay, facts. That is what it really is. That's another thing. Because if I wanted to, I could just go to Del Frisco's and sit at the bar.
Yes. Which probably give me a higher quality.
Absolutely.
At least, if not a better experience. But yeah, like, this is the problem. When you say, like, why men aren't showing up, it's like, yo, this is kind of what you're being presented with. And men don't really want to pay $40, $50, $100 to leave their house to go out to meet a woman that's going to look at them as if they are an average man.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, I mean, here's the thing, right? The top 25, top third of men are not average, right?
Facts.
They're not average by definition, right?
Okay.
So when these men are educated, when they have made themselves better men, and then they show up, right? And you're just like, yeah, well, I mean, you're just,
right.
Yeah, you're all right, right? But don't look at me though. Look at me because I need Jimmy Choo's.
Hey man, shout out to Jimmy Choo's, man. They still popping?
Jimmy Choo's always pop, man. They was popping when everybody was on the Louis.
Yeah,
y'all just fell for rap music.
Yeah, and then them bitches realize they can't walk in them.
Yeah, and I've heard they really uncomfortable.
And bitches, I mean me, because I got a pair. I do not wear them shits. Them shits hurt.
You might want to specify that you have the men version.
Oh, facts.
Of Louis Vuitton.
Y'all know what's going on around here.
Most people don't know that they have a men's version of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Jimmy Choo's actually has a real nice crocodile men's shoe that I really would want. It's like my I don't want to say dream shoe, but like, because I mean, if I get them, it's like where even I'm gonna wear them to.
Hey man, to the pod.
I can wear them around Charlotte because I can't wear them when I go out of the country.
Look, and
I can't pack them. Like it's like,
hey,
but they're really nice though.
Before I play this next video, y'all be careful up there at Nordstrom. I remember that from your thing. Apparently, they've been at South Park. They've been running up in there robbing them. They got robbed twice in like 2 days.
Yeah, honestly, man. Hey, pack your shit. Leave one in the chamber. Just make sure you take it out when you get home and lock it up for gun safety. But pack your shit during this season, man, and start popping these motherfuckers, bro.
You know, it's so funny. The lady on the news, they asked her was she nervous. It was a white woman, a white mom.
Yeah,
she said, "No, I got it on me."
Yeah. Start popping them.
The news cut from her so quick.
Yeah, no. Like, start popping these dudes. Like, that's part of the problem, man, is that they're protected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because nobody's popping them. Start popping them, man.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. But anyway, to answer your question, what a black man? Let's get to it.
You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're looking for a man, just know that the reason you can't find him, a black man specifically, is because he's in Colombia already.
She said if you can't find a black man, it's because he's in Colombia already. That is funny.
That is hilarious.
You know, I did have a lot of black women reached out to me since the last episode and was like, what you thought about Colombia? I've been there. And I'm like, damn, I guess y'all do know. Like, what do they think about Colombia? You know, women never say what they think, which is how I know they don't hate it. Honestly, Colombia is too cheap for them not to show up.
Yeah.
There's beaches and it's too cheap for them.
But they got Jamaica. We gave them Jamaica.
I don't know if Jamaica cheap enough. Niggas out there, the dudes out there aggressive. You know, they don't go out there and get harassed by dudes. Yeah. I mean, we saw a group of sisters in the club and we just straight up act like they weren't there. That's a whole nother thing, but you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things. So I don't know, man. I would come in here I was gonna talk about the Ultimatum. I've been watching it. I did speak to a past contestant who said that I could talk about anybody on this season. I always ask people that have been on these reality shows, "Hey, are you cool with me talking about some of your future friends?" And if they say no, I do it anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, I will say this. To the black dude with the braids, hey, bruh, you cannot lose your black queen to the white girl on these shows.
What lost it to the white girl,
bro? So what
did he
happens?
choose a white girl over the black girl?
So the way this show works, you would love the show because you'd be pissed for every episode. The way it works is you take your significant other, you and your significant other go on the show. One of y'all want to get married, the other one doesn't want to.
Yeah.
So what happens is y'all go on dates with all the other contestants. You swap.
Yeah.
And you do 3 weeks with your trial wife, 1 week with the girl or the guy who brought you, and then you decide we get married. All right. He took the trial wife serious. He said, "Y'all, I'm broken up with my girl." Kissing, cuddling, rubbing up on her thighs. I know he popped because he kept giving her eyes, and the white girl gave him like, "Yo, we definitely did it." You know what I'm saying?
But I will stay with my dude. Did she stay with her dude? Or you don't know yet?
We don't know yet, but
she gonna stay with her dude.
Duh.
Yeah.
Like her mom, she's
so
a white
the black
girl.
Dude didn't know he was fetishized.
Well, I don't know, but he kept making it known I'd never been with a white girl before. Like he kept like, bruh.
Oh,
he told on himself, and I'm like, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, you can't be the black guy that leave the black woman for
not on social media, not in this era,
not in this era. They'll never let you live it there.
Yeah,
like, I was like,
not in this era, bro. You might well go over the Red Pill podcast, bro, because that's gonna be all left.
And then the other black guy on there, the dude who looks like the dude from Bad Boys,
Damn, now I gotta watch because now I need to know if the Euro American girl man gonna stay with her because they notorious for how does it go? Burn the coal, pay the toll.
Oh yeah,
they notorious for that on their side of the internet,
bro. And you know what? He been love bombing her. They using all the trigger words on here. They didn't use gaslighting, love bombing. It's pretty interesting.
How many episodes? Because I always like to watch like the last 2.
They on episode 8 right now. They did like 5 and then 3 last night. So they did the first 5 and 3. It's quick, but I mean, it's once you could skip to like episode 3. After that, you start at 3.
I would never do that. Like I'd never go in there with one of my significant others.
Me and Karina talked about it because I said, "Yo, here's the thing: the black dude, the 2 black dudes, they hop right in the bed with their trial wives, like no couch."
Well, let's be fair. Women have agencies, so the women hop right in the bed with them too.
Absolutely. And I told Rena, I said, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. If this was me, I'm not sleeping on no couch.
I'm not sleeping on no couch either."
I said, she can sleep on the couch. And if she chooses to get in the bed, I'm getting in that bed. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And Arena kind of looked at me like, oh, okay, I know how you getting that. Because, and then I realized like, oh, this is a tough conversation to have with your wife, right? And I said, but not if we married, of course. But I'm still not sleeping on it. I'm going to tell Shorty like, look, pull that couch out there or I'm not staying there. That's what I
I would. Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't stay
if
there.
I really cared about my woman, I just wouldn't stay.
Yeah, and I was like, but if we doing this, we dating, we trying to get married, and you bring me on this show, I'm not sleeping on no couch. And I'm either not going to be there on the show or I'm sleeping in the bed, whatever, right? And then I told Rena, I said, these dudes running in here and then they cuddling, hugged up. I said, yo, I would never do that on the show because we both got to live with the actions, whether this is real or fake after this. So while this is a trial
I like
thing,
cuddling though, man.
Yeah, but Mike, this is somebody, you got to think, like, dude is walking around, no shirt on. Then he got mad when the white girl man pulled up to their apartment. He pulled up and was like, yo, I got to talk to my girl. And he's like, no, bro, get out of here. This is my wife.
Did the fight break out?
No, because the black dude is too buff and the white dude is too small. So it wasn't.
That's bullying, man. I don't like that.
But the black dude, and it was funny because the other black dude, the only other black dude, he was smart. The only other, this is the other reason why I didn't like this. The 2 black dudes came with 2 black girls.
Yes.
One of the black girls, of course, excuse me, let me clean this up. The black dude went to the white girl.
Yes.
His girl chose the other black guy. The other black guy, his girl chose the racially ambiguous guy. She chose a nice guy who she really wants to like. She's like, yo, you are too nice. You're too sweet. I love that about you. You listen to me. She's saying everything to let me know that she really wants to be married.
Yeah.
And then the funny part is the racially ambiguous guy met her man. I mean, her brother and sister-in-law, and her brother was like, y'all like him. I don't like your black, the black dude. Like, because that dude, he kept using, the girl kept using, yo, you keep gaslighting me. And it was the first time in my life I'm like, damn, she right. Like, the nigga he is gaslighting. But this shit ain't coming out of left field. He's like, yo, I know you texting your dude on the side. Like, you going to the bathroom at 1 o'clock in the morning, you on your phone. Your man came up to me trying to try me. And I'm like, and he told him straight, he's like, I don't give a fuck how big your man is. Like, and she's like, yo, why you obsessed with my man? He like, yo, this a trial wife. I know that you're, whatever. But anyway, the show is getting good. I don't believe none of these shows anymore, which I love it because it's just, this is also why people don't want to go to these blind date shits, because if we got to talk about stuff like this and 50-50 and gender roles and gender wars,
people aren't nice anymore, man. Like, people don't have fun with one another anymore. I was talking to one of my homeboys, and I was just like he's on the high end of the income scale.
Okay,
and he has the same complaints that I have, right? Which is I'm on the low end of the income scale, right?
Are you though?
Yeah, he had the same complaints, man. It's like, when he goes out, right? Like, if women make more money than him, right? Like way more money than him, right? He makes a lot, right? We talk about way more, right? He's like, yo, like, I'm still getting shit tested, right? Like, I need you to do this. And he's like, I know you don't need me to do any of this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you could actually just like me, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, it's the same complaint that they have. It's like, no matter the income level, right? Last week, or, the clip that went viral, right? It was like, yo, there's no delineation between the top third of women and the bottom third, right?
Yeah.
As for men, it's like, yo, our complaints, is the same complaint no matter if you're making $400,000 a year or if you're making $75,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you're having the same complaint. And it's like, yo, we should not have the same complaint, right? A consultant that works in Boston is not having the same complaint as a coal miner in West Virginia when it comes to women.
Absolutely.
Isn't that, it's not the same complaint.
Facts. My favorite part of the show, y'all know what's up, man. Hold on. I'm so glad that we have brought back church announcements. Hold on. Hey, we need to shout out to the DJ that DM'd us a playlist. He wanted us to share his playlist. I gotta see how much Kendrick on there before I share it to the group. But I am gonna send that out. Hold on. Before we get serious with the church announcements, hold on. Let's have a look.
We got a lot of preachers, ministers, bishops, pastors, elders, apostles that are single and not ready to mingle. You not fooling nobody but your own self. God said it's not good for man to be alone. You're either gay or choking the chicken. God said it's not good. Man.
Oh, that man say either gay or choking the chicken. Let's be honest. They're not either. They're running through the women in the church, if we're being 100%.
Oh gosh.
We're just being transparent. Like, they're not. Most of them are neither. There's a lot of. There are gay pastors out there, obviously.
Facts.
Shout
out to them.
Yeah, but yeah, like these men that are attractive pastors, they're not. Yeah, they're not choking the chicken. They're running through the members.
Yeah, and let's be honest. A lot of the ladies in the audience, they love that they pastor secret.
Yeah.
Or that young pastor coming up secret.
Yeah, they the one that's smashed them on the side. Like, I mean, yeah, they like. I hate when pastors do this, right? I hate when they use sign language from the pulpit. Especially when you're using like the gay one. Like, men should not be calling other men gay. We should not be caring about the sexual orientation of another man.
Also, to homeboy that outed Khalid, you are a loser. You know Khalid is the singer?
I thought it was Khaled this whole time.
Oh, it might be Khaled.
I know you're talking about though.
I don't know.
Yeah. But he had to go and post that he was gay. And like I said, I don't care.
Can we tell the truth?
Yeah, we can tell the truth.
Oh, who didn't know he was gay?
I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't know. I mean, but I don't follow the entertainment world like that. Like, that's why, like, I don't argue with you. You be like, I don't know what's going on, because I'm like, I don't.
We knew. We did not care. The music has always been fire. And hurry up and drop a new album. Now that you got this boo, I know the album gonna be fire after this. You got rid of your boo. He didn't outed you. You went through some real shit. Now let's get the music. I literally when Khaled posted like his response and was like, yo, this is embarrassing for me. I literally wrote back, I know he didn't see it, bruh, we do not give a damn. When is the album dropping?
Yeah, I don't care. Now, when I do care is when you try to make your oppression try to take first spot from what we fought for in this country, civil rights as black people. That you're always going to get a pushback from me on, right? But it has nothing to do with your orientation. It's just like, hey, we're not commingling funds here, right? If I'm here fighting for the rights of productive black men and you happen to be a queer black man, just stand in line, right? I'm fighting for you too. You could boink who you want to boink or get boinked by whoever you want to get boinked by after. But don't detract from it when I'm here for African Americans or I'm here for African American men. Like that pisses me off.
I went to and I can't say the brand because I'm gonna need a favor from them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, but I went to one of their events. Let's just say I went there 2 weeks ago, not this week. And so I was there, and it was so funny because they were talking about giving money away, and everybody in the room is black, by the way. And they said who the money was going to, and it was like, all right, this is for black people. Everybody got some.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even try to hide it. It was just like, oh, if you are a person of color, if you're a minority, if you're a part of LGBTQ+, if you're disabled, if you're a veteran, if you identify with any of these, the money will be open to you. And I'm like,
and again, and that's what I have a problem with, right? Because there should be a line of repatriation, I guess would be the word I'm looking for here. Like, there should be a line, and there's somebody that's first in that line. And when you say, well, everybody come to the front, I don't like that shit. Yeah, I don't, because that means that we're never going to get what's actually due to us.
Absolutely. Speaking of other church announcements, as the deacon of the church, my favorite
black
guy.
people think that the white man is the devil. Right? Like there's so many black Christians that like they don't have.
How many?
I don't know. Like I can't.
It's just like a common belief.
There are. I can't put a number to it.
He could correct
I can
it
just
right
say
there. Like, no, it's not a common
there are
belief.
many black believing Christians with as much prejudice towards white people.
Sure.
As vice versa. And black people think because we were the persecuted in this country,
right, the minority,
that we can't be prejudiced and that we can't be racist.
That's an academic invention. That is not accurate.
Please elaborate.
Then he creates.
Well, it's sort of like this idea that gender and biological sex are different.
That's Tim Ross. That is disgusting. 28-year-old Mike would move furniture if he saw you.
So, explain what's going on here.
All right, so Tim Ross is having this conversation with a white evangelical because there has been a schism in the religious spaces between blacks and whites. There's always been one. Absolutely. But when Trump was elected in 2016 and then when he lost in 2020, white evangelicals kind of forgot that they were there for God. Right? They was like, "Oh, no, we're here for white Jesus, right? We're here for supremacy." And a lot of blacks that was in religious spaces was like, damn, E2 Brutus, right? like people forget when Caesar showed up and they murdered him. I don't think Caesar was surprised that they were murdering him, right? Caesar was surprised that Brutus was stabbing him, right? That's what threw him off. Yeah. And that, like, black evangelicals for all these years have thought that, these huge mega churches that are mostly Euro-Americans, were on their team. And then when Trump came around, right? Because, evangelicals and religion, it's supposed to be about morality, family, all the good stuff, right? And then Trump's none of that, right? And then they threw their support behind him.
Facts.
Right? So that kind of threw a lot of black evangelicals off. So I think Tim Ross thinks that he's about to, I don't know, bridge the gap or whatever, right? But to sit here and say, hey, black people think that white people are the devil, that's not a black thought. Right, the black people do not sit around being like white people are the devil. Right, there's small subsets of black, small religious groups that teach that, but that's not black thought. Right, and then for the dude to be like, hey, we were persecuted, and then to have the Euro-American evangelical was like, oh no, you was the minority, right? To change his word, right, as he's speaking, like, you weren't persecuted, right? That's not what happened to blacks in this country. You were just a minority, right?
Tim Ross, elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate. Like, nigga, excuse me. Man, what? You know what I'm saying? and I look, it's dirty work for Tim Ross to try to make this man feel comfortable after the way evangelicals treated the black church in 2016 and 2020, right? And maybe even back to 2012, because they were threatening to take away the nonprofit from black churches when Obama went to speak there, because they were like, hey, you shouldn't be allowed to participate in politics as a church, right? Just for them 4 years later, the whole prayer circles around Trump, as if Trump has ever went to church.
Ever.
So maybe he have.
Maybe.
But I'm just saying, like, he don't really give the image of somebody who goes to church a lot.
Absolutely. But Tim Ross, not unexpected.
No, man, it's like I don't like. Look, this is the thing. Have whatever opinion that you want to have, but do not speak on the behalf of black men or black people if you're not going to fight for black people or black men, right? Don't position yourself as that to get beat up on. I don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way. I'm never going to be a fan of it. I'm never going to support people that do that. You could simply say, hey, I would like to say that's not what I felt.
Yeah.
But when you start speaking on behalf of, like, hey, this is like, bro, your platform is too large for you to sit here and tell, like, what you think he's not going to go back to church on Sunday and was like, black people think the white people are the devil.
Yeah,
of course he's going to, because you've given that to him.
Yeah, facts. It's some politics going on. The U.S. ain't showing it. They talking about Jay-Z, but what's politics? What's going on?
I mean, the biggest deal, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I hate news in this country. But for Assad to be overthrown in Syria, and American news blogs, American news media, I mean, I literally, I'm flipping between Al Jazeera, BBC, and MSNBC and Fox News, and they're talking about Syria, and our news is talking about everything but Syria.
Diddy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I saw Diddy. I saw somebody was running an old doc. Syria, which is not a small country, right? Like, the fact that Syria was taken down. So Russia was supporting Assad. And, like, even his story is sad, to be honest, man. I mean, and I'm not saying that we should feel bad for a dictator. But here's the thing. So Assad's dad ended up taking over Syria and became a dictator. Made it do what it do. He had a son that was supposed to take over. It wasn't Assad. Assad was actually in London being a playboy partying.
Okay.
And his brother died somehow. I forget how his brother died. So he ended up being next up to take over when his father died. And his father died unexpectedly. So basically they had to grab this dude and be like, hey, you got a country to run. You have a whole country. So he was a reluctant dictator. But he was terrible at it. But he was supported by the Russian regime for various reasons of Russian interest in that area. And the fact that the United States supported two rebel groups, including HTS, which is an offshoot, pretty sure of Al Qaeda. But they say they're not like Al Qaeda. So, y'all are very appropriate, not like us. So that's what they say. Not like us. Right? And those two groups end up kicking Assad out. He's rumored to be in Russia with asylum. He's rumored to negotiate it. So evidently he has all his money. He took his money. He's gone and he's left. And the fact that nobody is reporting this in the news in the United States worth a damn really should tell you something about your news here in the United States.
The news here is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's on code, right? Even
facts. Besides the blacks.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's on code except for us.
Bruh, what?
Like, the fact that nobody is reporting this at all. It's like, it happened. Like, dude, this is a big deal. Syria, first off, Syria is not a small country. It's a pretty large country.
Yeah.
And the fact that, do I want to go in there? There's a video of Gaddafi speaking to the Arab League. And after Saddam got taken down, he basically goes through and says, hey, they could do this to any of our countries. Like, we either got to, he basically said, we either got to stand together or get our shit together. Right. And Assad is laughing in that video, and it was somebody else laughing on. I think the guy who was the president of Egypt, I might be right. But basically everybody that was in that video laughing, they've been ousted. And the fact that can happen and all of us just move on our lives. It would be like if Canada was overturned, through a coup, right? That would be a big deal. We all just looking at it like, It's a Tuesday in the United States.
Yeah,
It's crazy to me that's how our news cycle run.
Jay-Z is on.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jay-Z. There's a world event happening right now. A world event that honestly might unify Russia, Iran, and China. Because if Russia cannot hold on to Syria and it cannot hold on to the Ukraine, and Iran is like, yo, we can't make any inroads in the Middle East at all. And China's like, yo, we can't grab Taiwan at all. Then those three guys might look at each other and be like, well, perhaps we should make a navy together. Right? Like it's bigger than just, it's just a Tuesday in the news cycle. It is one of those things where it could easily become an enemy of my enemy of my enemy.
Yeah.
Might need to fuck with and rock with that dude.
Might need to change the channel, man. Travis Hunter's fiance revealed she initially ignored him because he wasn't her type. Despite that, he eventually won her over. I wonder how. Proven first impressions aren't everything. First of all, are they really engaged, or is this like a?
I think they're really engaged. I think he really loves her. Like I watched some of the clips from what's the podcast with Ryan Clark? Well, he always throw shade. But he do it with a smile, so nobody think it's shade.
Oh, the pivot.
Yeah. Like, I do believe Travis Hunter is in love with her. But I see a lot of people bashing him, like, "Yo, Travis, get out." Like, look, man, if a young man is in love with a woman, first off, I mean, is anybody really their first pick of the person that they're with?
Never.
Yeah. So I don't understand the hate on the young man. I mean, like, look, I hope he get a prenup. I hope he protects his assets. But it's a really good chance. Like I know people like, yo, that's the first baddie he had. Travis has been a baller his whole life. I'm pretty sure this is not the first baddie that Travis have had. It's a really good chance that this is the first girl who really didn't know who he was when he walked up. There's a really good chance that she, Googled him after she went home with her homegirl and was like, oh my goodness, okay, I guess I will give him a shot. Yeah, that also can be true.
Facts.
But that doesn't take away from the fact that I think, if she's protective of him, right? If she's jealous, I mean, I wouldn't want a jealous wife, but I would want a wife that, thought that I was hot enough that other women wanted me, or even at least rich enough that other women wanted me, right? I wouldn't mind that. And I think Travis, he is in love with her. So I wish them the best, man. Look, I would have told my woman don't tell the story with Travis Young.
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely tell my woman, like, yo, like, if I'm the brand, and just, I don't understand why women don't get this, because men get this instantaneously, right? If I'm the brand, don't embarrass me.
And I think that's why this campaign of Travis needed to get out, because this is probably, I want to say, that last game she showed her ass. And it was kind of like, yo, this man just had the biggest game in his
She probably needs some media training.
She definitely do.
Yeah, she probably needs some media training.
Come on, Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah. Yeah. Like, give us a media training. Because, like, if I'm the brand, right? Like, you can't show up like this for me, even if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what loyalty is. Like, loyalty isn't I won't leave. Loyalty is I'm not going to betray you publicly at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, in the public, man, I'm gonna show up and just be like, yo, nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
In private,
we gotta correct some shit.
Me and you might have to correct some things. And I don't know. I think a lot of bros are looking at Travis like, yo, I don't think you understand that, like, hey, these are behaviors that you need to nip in the bud right now.
Please.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Bro, you can't be on your second contract and she's showing up at the game, yanking you by your collar.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's going to cause problems for you in the locker room. That's going to make dudes go at you harder, on the field. Like, it makes your life harder if she does not give you the respect of where you have accomplished in life. So
absolutely. Beyonce is performing on Christmas Day. Are you ready? Will you be watching?
I don't watch any type of holiday shows or anything.
It's at the game. It's halftime.
Oh, I don't watch no halftime, man.
Will you watch it because Beyonce is performing?
No.
It's the Texans and Ravens.
No. Is she singing a Christmas song? What is she doing? She doing a new album?
She's doing a halftime show.
No. If she brings out Chris Brown to do All I Want for Christmas, I'll watch.
She's never bring Chris Brown versus Rock Nation has been had. They do not rock.
I know, exactly.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm interested to see. If this is gonna become a new thing. And shout out to the NFL. Shout out to Hov for doing this. I think it's genius. Like, I think the NFL has found, if I'm Adam Silver, I am looking at the NFL like every time I get ahead, y'all come and squish my shit.
Yeah.
Because remember, Thanksgiving used to always be football. Christmas used to always be NFL.
Yep.
The NFL, NBA, excuse me. And now the NFL is finding a way to say, we're going to take that from y'all too. And it's like, yo, if I'm the NBA, it's kind of like, yo, me and Roger Goodell got to sit down and figure something out. Like, yo, you got to give me something. And if I'm Roger Goodell, I'm like, fuck you.
Well, no, absolutely. But I mean, the NBA, look, NBA has a lot of rich owners, and they got to figure out, that's what the ownership group is for. The ownership group is to say, hey, because all y'all men have made your bones somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So that's their job to be like, all right, what's going to be more entertaining? And to be honest, right now, what would be more entertaining is if they brought back a traditional style of basketball, right? Right now, everything is either layup or three-pointer.
Yeah.
It's boring basketball, right? It is. And it is everything else, right? Like it is, we don't know who the stars are. Look.
Them ugly ass courts.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you who's the best NBA player right now or G League player. Not NBA player, future NBA player, like from the draft or from the G League. The NBA, especially since NIL's in college, what the NBA needs to do right now is make the G League a rehab league where if you've been in the league for 2 years and you can't make the roster, you go and play in the G League, and when guys get hurt, they go rehab in the G League. But they need to send every college, they need to send everybody that's in the NBA, that's a rookie that goes to the G League, they need to send every last one of those kids to college. Because if you send them to college and if you made them stay in college for 3 years, like they do in the NFL, I would know who you're. We just got finished talking about Travis Hunter, a football player. I could not name a future NBA draft pick right now, not name Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, because they asked.
I mean, I could name guys like Caleb Love and shit like that, but I don't know if they're gonna be a star.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. I was watching one game. Oh my gosh, was it Louisville? They might have been. This was weeks ago. Louisville was maybe ranked. You know how you started the season off and they do like them invitation joints.
Yeah.
Louisville might have been ranked like number 4, and they were getting blown out by an unranked team, and it was just such bad basketball to watch.
They need to make all those guys go to college.
Yeah,
make them go to college for 3 years because then we
I don't
have
think
stars.
3, definitely 2 though.
No, dude, we need 3 because they need to develop, and we need if you want to have a star, it takes that long, right? Because not every kid is not Magic Johnson or Isaiah Thomas or LeBron. The vast majority of guys are 3-year guys. So it's like, make them a star so when they get to the pros, we can actually root for them or root against them.
Yeah.
But like who they are now, like I don't root against. Who do I root against in the NBA right now? There's nobody to root against.
Nah, because everybody who we like or hate is old. And
there's nobody, there's no villain in the NBA right now. There's nobody, I didn't like Larry Bird back in the day. I didn't like Patrick Ewing back in the day. Yeah. Right? Like, those guys, I hated. I would watch them lose.
Yeah, now?
Now you don't even care. And it's like, I think Tim Duncan ushered in this era of basketball players who just, you don't really care if you like them or hate him. Like, I think, when he came in the league, you had what was the coach? What was the coach that coached the Pistons to the championship?
Who?
Larry Brown.
Oh, you talking about that championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had Larry Brown that came in and made these teams of non-stars. He did the same thing in Philadelphia, right? He had Allen Iverson, but everybody else sucked. So it's just like, so it's like
Mutombo,
we need basketball. If you want to make a positionless, fine. But we need stars. You got to bring back the mid-range jumper. That's why I dropped that video in there last night for Jordan. I watched that video and I was like, you know what? He is the greatest player of all time. LeBron's still my favorite, but I was like, man, that man game was sweet, bro.
It was.
That man game, it was so simplistic. Like, he gets to a spot, he makes one move, he dribbles twice, swish.
Yeah.
That was basketball, man. We don't have that anymore, right? Bring back the mid-range jumper. Stop trying to dunk it. I love Ja Morant. But a lot of times, if you would have laid it in, it would have been just a hot.
But he was like, he said he ain't dunking no more, right?
Man, he just did like a reverse double pump.
Oh, also.
2 weeks ago.
Yo, Ja Morant, I know they clipped you bad, dog. But the fact that you said that Derrick Rose taught you how to be a man, I know your dad is still punching air right now.
Man, I didn't listen to that clip, but I'm like, I know the context that Ja Morant used that shit, bro. Yeah, more than likely, John Morant was like, "Yo, he's made me be more of a man in my business dealings with the NBA."
Yeah.
It was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like.
I hope so.
Yeah, dude, it was not like, "Yo, he
when I
taught
saw
how
it,
to be a man."
For me, it just made me laugh because I'm like, I know your dad is
this
over there.
This dude built a basketball court in the backyard from hand.
Bruh.
Like, no, like John Morant has not forgotten that, especially as much as T was hanging around. Like that boy, that father and son, relationship is fun and strong.
And well, you saying that because they from South Carolina.
Well, no, I'm saying it because his dad hangs around a lot. Like
too much.
Yeah, it was definitely too much. But it's like, no, you could tell when kids respect their dad. Like I could tell the Ball sons respect LeVar. But I could tell it really was. It wasn't a lot of hanging out and playing.
Yeah.
Right. But I could tell that they respect the process. They respect everything that their father have done for them. Right.
But you could tell Bronny likes his dad.
I could tell Bronny likes his dad. Right. Bronny likes hanging out with his parents.
Yeah.
Talking. And it's like, yo, you get either or. Right. You get the dad that like either teaches you a lot, and some of us get the fun dads. Right. Like I had the dad that worked a lot. I did not have a fun dad. Right.
Yeah.
But my son, like. I think he's gonna be like, yo, like my dad is cool. Like I like when my dad comes out and hangs around.
Yeah, I got the fun dad once I got out of his house. Yo, shout out to my pops. Yo, I'm gonna say this, man. Shout out to my pops. I love you so much. I know I shouted you out at the beginning. You are an amazing man. So much so that when you was tearing my ass up and just going in on me, I had boys used to always come up to me and tell me how cool you were. And I respect that so much now. It's funny. I got to take pictures of him and Ro. And so my dad, if you don't know, my dad is a Ravens fan. Always been a Ravens fan.
Yeah. I can vouch for that. Has always been a Ravens fan.
He made excuses for Ray Lewis tampering with evidence. That's how much of a Ravens fan. He made excuses for that. And so my dad does not like when I call him Reverend Lewis or Reverend Ray. Ray Lewis when I call him, because he be on there preaching, whatever. But anyway, my dad, so he did a photo shoot. He did a photo shoot with Hayden when Hayden was a little boy with the Peter Bowear jersey on. He did one. My dad loves the Ravens so much. Peter Bowear has a Toyota dealership in like Florida. My dad went to Florida to buy a truck from that man. And he told him, he said, look, I will buy the truck if you assign all of this shit. And Peter Bowear was like, I get a truck sale if I just sign this?
Yeah.
Bring it all in here. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But yo, shout out to my pops. He had so much fun with my boy. And I can't wait, to celebrate with you. You don't want much, thank God. When this pod take off, I will interview you, but you can't come in here with all that slow talking. But we'll figure it out, man. What you got planned this weekend?
Not too much, man. I'm still behind the scenes, man, working on some things for y'all. Appreciate y'all support so much. Appreciate when y'all walk up and tell us that that y'all are listeners, man. That means so much to us because we definitely see it's like man, when is the breakthrough coming? Where is the breakthrough coming? But when we meet random folks, we be like, oh, they fucking with our numbers.
They are, and I stand by everything I said at the NoGrease event. We do got the best pod in the state below us. Sorry,
we're definitely best in the Carolinas. You know what? Speaking of the best in the Carolinas, Bernard, I did not know his page was that huge on Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook. I mean, anytime he posts something on Facebook, it's like
Big ups to Bernard, man. Like, proud of you for that, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm not eating no python though. Like, you can hang that shit up.
I don't even like food or
Though the fried chicken did look good though.
Yeah,
the fried ribs was a bit much.
I don't eat fried food.
I eat fried chicken.
Yeah, think about the last time you ever seen me eat fried chicken.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because I take the skin off.
Yeah.
But besides chicken wings, my wife let me tell you something about women. They will lie to you and they love embarrassing you. Every time I say I don't eat fucking fried chicken, she loves being like, he eat chicken wings. I'm like, bitch, we ain't talking about that.
And it's not fried most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah,
but she loves embarrassing
me.
Yeah. But shout out to my baby. Got something for you tonight. Pop a honey pack. We're going to have fun tonight. Oh, never mind. I'm supposed to be going out tonight. Tomorrow.
you can still come in late. You come in.
It's 2 something, let's do something.
Yeah. 2 something, let's do something. You can always do it in the morning too, yo, weirdo.
Yeah, I don't believe in this shit.
Yeah, man, bro. That is the time.
Don't touch me.
Time to be had in the morning, boy.
Gosh,
the aroma. Just love it. Love it.
Man, let me sleep, niggas. Anyway, with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.